Hello, it's Lee again. This time I've decided to record on my iPhone because the quality is actually probably much better than my webcam. Um, until I figure out what better hardware I can use, the quality might be lower than what I would like it to be and what others would like it to be. But I'll keep working with what I have so far. Um, So for this next video, I would like to talk about language learning methods that I've used. I will talk about two in particular. The first is the use of a website called Duolingo. Duolingo is a language learning website, and what I like about is it is formatted in a kind of game. Uh, and if you've ever played an RPG game, for example, it resembles a skill tree. And so you have numerous different skills that you have to fulfill, from the basic skills down to the advanced skill sets. And as you progress through each of those skills, then you are constantly being reviewed of the previous skills as you go through the advanced. Um, Also, the website allows for translation practice. Sometimes the example sentences that they give you are a little bit strange, but I think it still gives you some good practice. And some of the translation options that you're given are actual text. Uh, and the reason for this is because the original goal for this website was to make an attempt at translating uh, text and then the goal was to translate the internet. So in that through the website, anyone can participate, and they can take part in something that helps everybody on the internet. The second language learning method I would like to talk about is the use of video games. I often play video games. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And in particular, I've been using it, recently to learn Japanese. Um, and what I usually do is either I buy a Japanese game, or I simply change the language option if that language is available. Um, if you're playing American region games or other Western countries, you'll probably have mostly European options, like Spanish, German, and French. Um, but if your language of choice is available, I recommend that you switch the language options within the setup menus of the games or the gaming system itself. And as you're playing it, I suggest that you learn passively, which means that you are uh, reading the text and not attempting to translate it. You're trying to understand as much as you can uh, and interpret meaning through context. Uh, this makes it more fun, I think, because you're not trying to study the text. You're not actively using a dictionary. If you pull out a dictionary at every word that you don't know, I think that sort of hinders the learning process a little bit, because it causes a distraction and a disconnect from the actual material. Um, Cues that you could be looking for while playing the games are what's happening visually, the attitudes of the characters, and yeah, as I said before, analyze context within the sentence. Um, if you want, you can just write down words you don't know and look them up later. If you really want to know the actual translation of the words. But for language learning, I suggest as early as you can, as you come to understand more and more, try not to translate necessarily. Because certain words in different languages are used in different contexts, and if you try to find, for example, my native language is English. If you try to find the English equivalent of all the Japanese words that you're looking up in the game, those translations may not necessarily fit. So I recommend just trying to experience the language itself, and try to understand how people speaking your target language understand numerous concepts. Certain concepts cannot be translated in other languages, so you have to just do your best to understand through the context itself, and ask native speakers, get them to explain what certain terms mean. And yeah, just do the best you can with what you have. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask, comment, give constructive criticism or otherwise. I'm open to absolutely anything. Until next time, see you later.